Yo, what is going on, guys? Bex here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. We'll be covering the ROSTERMANIA side in the European COD community. That's basically, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge person in European COD. I don't really follow what goes on over there, but the stuff that's been happening has been pretty interesting, and I don't think there's really any teams that have been announced yet that I know of. But the the action and stuff that are causing things to happen is just insane, and I'm gonna jump right into it. So first of all, I was watching something, and a lot of European players are saying that they're acting like snakes. They're if you trying to team with someone, there's a good chance that they, kind of backstab you, and if there's a better offer that comes on the table, they go with that instead of being, I guess, loyal to saying doing what the first thing it did. Um, that really sucks if you can't trust someone's word to if they tell you that they want to team with you and that they want to be on your team and do all this stuff, and you start planning accordingly to that, and then they just dip, and now all of a sudden you have that less person, and it's just such a headache to deal with stuff like that. I've dealt with it before, and I know that it sucks really bad. So that's definitely probably the worst thing that's happening in Europe right now for the Call of Duty community is just dealing with snakes and dealing with people who are like flip-floppy just really sucks. But the main thing that happened with all of this stuff is that Splice, the I would say the most dominant Infinite Warfare European team was Splice, and they actually ended up breaking up because they didn't get along outside of the game was the main reason they broke up. Like, they wouldn't hang out outside the game, and I guess they didn't really like each other, or there was a couple people that didn't like each other, and that just tears apart that tears apart a team. And it's probably for the best for them, because even though they were really dominant in the long run, if they really weren't friends with each other and didn't gel, they probably wouldn't make it and probably wouldn't be the best team anymore from Europe. So it's probably a good thing for them to have done that, even though it really sucks because they were a really good team, and there was they had so much potential, especially winning. I think it was S2 they won, which is like insane because European teams don't win events in the US like most of the time. So it's really, really actually pretty insane. And because of them breaking up and everything is what really sparked the roster mania in Europe. Because imagine Optic breaking up in North America. If Optic broke up, every single team would want someone from Optic. Someone would want Scump, someone would want Formal, Crim, Karma. Everyone would want one of them, if not, you know, two or three of them, if they could try and work out a deal like that. So with Splice being the best four players in Europe, them breaking up, everyone wants those players on their team, and they're willing to do pretty much anything, which in terms brings back to like the snakes. If you think you got a better chance with something else that comes up after you said something, I guess a lot of people are taking it. I don't I don't know. Dealing with snakes is really tough because it's like if it's a friend and they get something better, if you're actually friends, you shouldn't really be like that upset at them. But at the same time, if if you were planning and grinding and working hard, you could probably find success as long as you're gelling, and all the stuff will come together. So, I mean, with that, with Splice and everything, that really sparked everything. And I mean, Europe is in a roar in COD right now. Like I said, I don't really follow it, so I'm not gonna know when they are fine and when they have all the teams announced and everything like that. But it's definitely gonna be something to watch out for. It's something interesting to kind of see the stories on. Um, this like there's this one player that I've saw. I'm gonna jump into in the European thing. He was on Courage's YouTube channel, his like ROSTERMANIA show thing, and it was Scraps. And listening to his interview and how he plays and stuff is really was really cool. And it was really cool to hear that he actually plays on the same team with his brother for competing, and that's actually pretty unique, especially because COD for being four, so that's half the team is them. So with them playing together, it's like he can get really really mad at him and vice versa, and they can hash it out in front of the teammates, which can be kind of awkward for them. But then like they're not gonna be mad like that forever. Like if it was a regular teammate and it wasn't someone related to you and you got that mad at them, like you might never like recover from that. You might always have a chip on your shoulder from that, or you might just be like, you don't want to team with them anymore because you just think that that one scenario or that one season that they played with you and they couldn't do something. But with like your brother, with his brother, it's like you're gonna get into arguments, you're gonna scream and shout, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be perfectly fine and nothing's gonna be that wrong, and then you're gonna be right back to being able to play at the top of your game. Uh, and then just I think like if they like ended up splitting up, like it'd be really awkward. Like you think dropping a teammate who's just a friend is weird. Like imagine if Scraps is like the captain and he has to drop his brother because of something, the team doesn't want to play with him anymore, whatever the reason may be. Like that is whew, whew, that is really going to be tough, especially if you have to see that person every single day if they still live together, or at least like talk to him or see him at times. Oh man, that would be really really weird and kind of a little awkward, but I'm sure it would get over it, but that would just be really weird for a while. So um and that's basically all for what I've seen in the Europe thing. Like I said, it's like Splice, Epsilon. Those are like the big brand teams from Europe. I'm sure. I'm sure one of the Splice members will probably still be under the Splice org, and then I'm sure some of them will go to Epsilon depending on who has beef. If they all hate each other and all can't get along, then I don't know. For Europe, there that might turn into like four teams where they have things going on, or four teams that are contenders to be able to place well in events, which is going to be kind of weird to see from Europe because that's never happened. That's always been something that's like you just see a European team. If it's a European team playing an NA team, you really really think that the NA team's going to win hands down. You're thinking 3-0, 3-1. You don't think Europe has a shot until the IW year where Splice showed up and destroyed people. But now going back to boots on the ground, having things like that, things change. In boots on the ground, from what I remember, I don't think Europe was really any good at all on boots. So it's gonna be interesting to see that work out. See if Europe can come out with a team like Splice, like another powerhouse who has a shot at beating Optic or beating FaZe, beating Envy, and just being a dominant team. I personally I don't see it. I don't think that'll happen. But give it a shot. See what happens. It'll be interesting to see it all play out. Like I said, I'm more interested in the North American side of things, not the European. So, and that's mainly because I know the North American players and stuff way better than I know the European ones. And that the scene is in NA. That's where it is. Let's just be honest. Like the scene for COD is in NA. The scene for Counter Strike in Europe. The scene for Dota League a little bit farther in Asia and stuff. But it's so oh, RosterMania is a lot of fun to watch, break down, and watch new teams come out of it. There's nothing. The only bad part about RosterMania is towards like the players if they aren't happy with their moves. But outside of players, it's like nothing bad comes out of being in RosterMania. So that's really all I have to talk about this. This gameplay goes on for a little bit longer. I'm just gonna break this down. And I played with the Argus. This was ripped off my live stream. So if you guys don't follow my stream, I do stream every now and again. I'm trying to get on a better streaming pattern, but I definitely stream every probably at least once a week for a couple hours or something like that. But it's twitch.tv/I'm Bexio. That's my stream. Make sure to go check it out. Hit up the link. Hit that follow button. You'll make my day, and it'll just be a great time. You can get an alert when I go live and come hang out. It's great. We got music. We get lit in the streams. It's so much fun. But there's that, and then my Twitter. I always tweet if I'm gonna plan on doing a stream or anything like that. So I'll tweet it out. Follow my Twitter. That'll be a link in the description. I'll put all the links in the description, but my Twitter is Bexio with two B's. So not too difficult to find. I tweet all the time about anything, so I'm always on Twitter, always active. So, that's a great way to even interact with me if you wanted to. Um, this is about coming to an end. This is like a couple more minutes in the game. So, it's going to be um that's about it, guys. You can hit me up. I would love to see some followers on my Twitch. That'd be amazing. Followers on Twitter. That'd be even better. All of this stuff makes my day, guys. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm not just going to ramble on about some random stuff. I'll put some background music in for the rest of the gameplay. It's not that long, but this is a great gameplay. I think it's like 61 kills. It's pretty decent stuff. So, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. I love seeing support on the channel. It really helps it grow. And I'll see you guys in my next video.